SideQuest Gamer here, and welcome to part 2 of my Halloween marathon where I review games that are Halloween themed. And today we're looking at Demon's Crest, a highly obscure Super Nintendo game. And some of you religious viewers may find the demonic imagery disturbing, but it didn't bother me personally. And this game is not evil, and neither is its protagonist. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the highly underrated Demon's Crest.
Now before we start this review, I want to point out that this game is kind of rare and you probably aren't willing to spend $130 for a loose cartridge of it. Luckily, this game was finally added to the Wii U eShop many months ago. This game was developed and published by Capcom and released for the Super Nintendo in 1994, and there is a reason why it is so high priced today. Now, I'm going by a rumor that does raise some skepticism, but apparently many people who bought this game upon initial release later returned it to the point where Demon's Crest generated negative sales, therefore making it rare. Some say it's due to this gothic and satanic imagery with the demons and overzealous Christian mothers not wanting their kids to be brainwashed by the devil, but I don't know. I can, however, provide a link to Capcom employees' response to these rumors, and he actually pointed out at the time most video game publishers wouldn't even accept returns, so the negative sales wouldn't make sense. So I really don't know the truth, but long story short, the game's expensive. However, parents returning this game wouldn't make sense because in 1993, Doom was even more blatantly obvious with its satanic imagery, yet that game sold very well. So the low sales are probably due to marketing, as I can't find a commercial for this game anywhere on the internet. Demon's Crest is the third installment to the also obscure Gargoyles Quest series, which is a spin-off of the extremely unforgiving Ghosts and Goblins franchise, and in my opinion, Gargoyles Quest is the best thing to come out of that franchise. The Gargoyles Quest games each starred Firebrand, the legendary hero whose species is based off the most annoying enemy from the Ghosts and Goblins game. Like Link from The Legend of Zelda, each game has a new incarnation of Firebrand, where Gargoyles Quest 2 is actually a prequel to the first Gargoyles Quest. And Demon's Crest, well, I always assumed it took place way after the first two games, or even a reimagining like Star Fox 64 was to Star Fox, where it's a sequel, but doesn't rely on previously established continuity. The most you'll hear in terms of previously established continuity is the legendary Red Blaze and the Human Realm, which was established before in previous installments but not a major part of this game's story. This game's story involves Firebrand, champion warrior of the Demon Realm, finally winning many battles and has 5 of the 6 demon crests that fell from the heavens that the Demon Realm has been fighting over. But then he challenged the demon who is the holder of the crest of the heavens, and that would be the demon dragon Somulo. Firebrand did defeat Somulo, but was then critically wounded in battle, and the evil archdemon Phalanx, of course, took advantage of the wounded Firebrand and stole all the crests of power, except for the crest of fire, which Firebrand still had. Phalanx then proclaims himself the ruler of the Demon Realm, and well, Firebrand isn't too happy about that, so he then sets out on his adventure, beginning with a boss battle against the wounded Somulo, whom Firebrand would have to kill in order to escape the Coliseum he crash-landed. The game is kind of like Mega Man in terms of progression, where you fight 6 bosses in any order that each hold a crest of power, which acts as a new power-up for Firebrand, but each level is kind of like a Metroid game, where some of the areas are blocked off until you acquire a power-up later in the game that can unlock that closed-off passage. And then there are even health containers that are well hidden in each level that are optional, but will increase your max health if you do find them. Plus, you'll get the best ending if you find them all, but you'll definitely need a guide for some of these health pickups. I do like how the levels are well designed for Firebrand's control scheme, as like the previous games, Firebrand can hover, but this time he has infinite hovering power, whereas the previous two games you can only like hover for a few seconds before falling. And like the previous games, he can cling to walls and even jump off these walls as a means of platforming. Firebrand can also shoot out fire to damage enemies in this game, and as he acquires more power-ups or demon crests, new abilities like flight or swimming transformations would now be possible. But getting them is pretty challenging, as the bosses can be really challenging even if you do know their attack patterns. So I recommend stocking up on health potions you can purchase from shops in the overworld, or you can jump a level that doesn't require any other crest than your default fire crest, fight that level's boss, use that boss's crest to fight the previous one you couldn't defeat before, but now you'll be able to defeat it with no problem. So the boss battles are either really hard or really easy. There is no middle ground. And because of that, I find these boss battles really unbalanced. I should also mention the Mode 7 powered overworld. I do like how you can fly around the overworld, although turning around is kind of a pain, and descending to a new area, you have to be very precise where you are in the overworld, otherwise you'll just miss it and you'll have to turn around. And because of that, I kind of prefer the top-down overworld from the previous games, but the Mode 7 overworld, it's still pretty cool, I will say. The graphics are some of the best on the Super Nintendo, as they're so good, they're kind of really scary. It's like some of the demons in the world are so cold looking and so creepy that it can be really unsettling. Some of the enemies in the skull-faced pillars look so sinister and intent on killing Firebrand. You're kind of all alone in this highly insane demon realm. It doesn't look like hell, but rather Earth if it were run by monsters and was always dark and cloudy. The music really adds to the gothic atmosphere of the game, as there always that sinister organ that plays in each background. I just really love the soundtrack for this game, as it does complement the setting really well, but overall, I wouldn't say this game is flawless, as because of the really good graphics, the game occasionally slows down, and the bosses are kind of unbalanced in difficulty. But I can usually get past those aspects, and I would give this game a 93 out of 100. It's definitely the best in the Gargoyles Quest trilogy, although I'll get to the other games soon enough. Now, is this game $130 fun? No. Save your money and get the Wii U eShop version of it. It's only $8. Trust me, for such a demonic themed game, it's a gift from the heavens that you definitely wouldn't want to miss.
Press out of the way, we got 2 more Halloween themed games to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to stay scary. Yes, I'm still going with that.